Hello and welcome to Senior Health Secrets, your trusted place for living a stronger, healthier life. Did you know that some of our most common daily routines, the ones we barely even think about, could be quietly draining the power from our legs? We often believe that a major fall or a serious illness is what robs us of our mobility, but the reality is often much quieter. It's the small, everyday choices we make, or fail to make, that truly determine our strength and independence down the road. In my years of working with older adults, I've heard countless stories, and a common thread runs through them. The habits that seem the most innocent are often the ones that cause the most harm over time. Picture this. You're relaxing on the couch after a long day, thinking you're giving your body a well-deserved rest. In reality, your leg muscles might be slowly going dormant. Or imagine you're carefully choosing a light salad for dinner to stay healthy, unaware that you're shortchanging your body on the vital materials it needs to repair and rebuild. This is exactly why our conversation today is so important. We are going to pull back the curtain on 5 stealthy habits that can weaken your legs over time. These are patterns I see again and again, and some of them might just be part of your daily life without you ever realizing the cost. Before we jump in, I have a quick question for you. Have you ever felt your legs just weren't as strong as they used to be for no obvious reason? If that sounds familiar, please type the word yes in the comments below. If not, type no. We genuinely read every single comment because your experiences help our whole community learn and grow. And if you are committed to staying active, mobile, and independent for years to come, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button for Senior Health Secrets. That way you'll never miss the practical, heartfelt guidance we share each week. Now, let's get started. Habit number 1, the comfort trap of too much sitting. When we think about why our legs might feel weaker, our minds often jump to the simple explanation of getting older. But one of the biggest thieves of leg strength isn't age itself, it's the chair we spend so much time in. Extended periods of sitting might feel like a comfort, but they are a silent enemy to our muscles. There's a scientific term for this process, sarcopenia. It refers to the natural loss of muscle mass that comes with age, but this process goes into overdrive when we lead a sedentary life. Think about it. If you don't use your muscles, your body assumes you don't need them. A major study from the National Institutes of Health revealed a startling number. For inactive adults over the age of 60, they can lose as much as 3% of their muscle mass every single year. That might not sound like a lot, but after 5 or 10 years, it can be the difference between easily climbing a flight of stairs and having to pull yourself up by the railing. Let me tell you about a gentleman I knew, Mr. Henderson. He was 74 and had spent his entire career as a mail carrier in Ohio, walking for miles every day. Retirement, for him, was a chance to finally put his feet up. He loved his morning routine, a cup of coffee, the newspaper, and his favorite recliner. The afternoons were for television. He thought this rest was a reward for his body. Instead, it was becoming a punishment. Within just 2 years, he noticed disturbing changes. His pants felt looser around his thighs. His calves would often ache and cramp at night. Even a short walk to the corner store left him feeling winded. At a doctor's visit, the truth came out. His prolonged sitting had caused the powerful muscles in his legs to shrink and had dramatically slowed down his circulation. The weakness wasn't just a part of aging, it was a direct result of his newfound stillness. But here is the wonderful news. Turning this around doesn't require a personal trainer or a fancy gym. The solution is simply to build small, consistent movement back into your day. The American Heart Association has found that just getting up and moving around for 5 to 10 minutes every half hour can boost circulation and put the brakes on muscle loss. For Mr. Henderson, the change started with a simple new rule. He used the commercial breaks on television as his cue. Every time an ad came on, he would stand up, do a few gentle stretches, and walk a lap around his living room. Soon, that grew into walking to the end of his driveway to check the mail, and then to a slow stroll around the block. In just a few months, he could feel his strength returning. His balance felt more secure, and the cramping in his calves faded away. Here's a way to think about it. Every time you stand up, you send a rush of life-giving blood to your leg muscles. It's like sending a wake-up call, reminding them to stay engaged and strong. Every short walk is a deposit into your mobility fund, building a reserve of strength that will serve you for the rest of your life. Even simple household chores like watering plants, wiping down the counters, or folding a load of laundry can act as powerful mini workouts that break the cycle of sitting. So the next time you find yourself settled in for a long stretch, remember Mr. Henderson. The chair can be a thief. Choose to stand, even for just a moment. By doing so, you are choosing strength. And speaking of strength, let's move on to our second hidden habit, which has nothing to do with movement and everything to do with what's on your dinner plate. Habit number 2. The eating light myth and the protein shortage. When we talk about nutrition and getting older, the conversation often revolves around cutting calories. Many of us were taught to eat smaller portions as we age to manage our weight. But this well-intentioned advice often misses a critical piece of the puzzle: protein. Protein is the primary building block for our muscles. Without enough of it, our bodies simply cannot repair and maintain muscle tissue. Here's something many people don't realize. As we age, our bodies actually become less efficient at using the protein we eat. This means that to get the same muscle-building benefit, we need to consume more protein than younger adults, not less. The National Academy of Medicine provides clear guidelines on this. While the standard recommendation for most adults is about 0.8 grams of protein for every kilogram of body weight, they suggest that seniors need closer to 1.0 or 1.2 grams. Without this adequate intake, muscle wasting, or sarcopenia, happens much faster. This leaves our legs feeling unsteady and makes our balance far more precarious. Consider the story of Miss Eleanor, a 70-year-old retired teacher from Georgia. She was always very health-conscious and took pride in her diet. Her meals were typically full of fresh vegetables, fruits, and a little toast. She saw foods like meat, eggs, and cheese as heavy and tried to limit them. Over time, Miss Eleanor noticed a strange paradox. While her weight on the scale remained perfectly stable, she felt weaker. A bag of groceries that was once easy to carry now made her arms ache. She found herself hesitating at the top of the stairs, feeling less confident in her steps. A routine blood test finally revealed the problem. She was significantly low on protein. Her doctor explained that her light diet was unintentionally starving her muscles of the fuel they needed to stay strong. Miss Eleanor's story is incredibly common. A study in the Journal of Nutrition found that nearly 40% of older adults in the United States failed to get enough protein each day. The same study showed that those with consistently low protein intake were twice as likely to develop problems with mobility. The danger is that it happens so gradually. It's an almost invisible decline until one day you realize your legs just don't support you the way they used to. Fortunately, fixing this is not about eating huge portions or buying expensive protein powders. It's about making smart, simple additions to the meals you already enjoy. For Miss Eleanor, it started with adding a hard-boiled egg to her breakfast salad. She started snacking on a cup of Greek yogurt in the afternoon. For dinner, she made sure to include a modest portion of grilled chicken, fish, or a hearty serving of beans or lentils. She even discovered that a small bowl of cottage cheese before bed provided her body with a slow-releasing source of protein to use for repairs overnight. Within a few months, the difference was remarkable. Her energy levels were up, her steps felt more powerful, and her confidence returned. Think of protein as the repair crew for your body. If you don't send enough workers to the job site each day, the entire structure starts to weaken. By consciously adding lean protein to each meal, you're making a direct investment in your physical freedom. Now, while protein provides the building blocks, there's another nutrient that acts like the master switch for our muscles and bones. It's a nutrient we get from the sun, and our next hidden habit is a chronic lack of it. Habit number 3. Living in the shadows of vitamin D deficiency. Most of us know vitamin D is essential for strong bones, but its role goes far beyond that. This crucial vitamin is also a powerhouse for muscle function and balance. It helps our bodies absorb calcium, ensures our muscles contract properly, and supports the nerve signals that control every step we take. When our vitamin D levels are low, even the strongest legs can feel tired, achy, and weak. A comprehensive study from Harvard Medical School found a clear connection. Older adults with low levels of vitamin D were significantly more prone to falls, fractures, and chronic muscle pain than those with healthy levels. Let's look at the case of Mr. Robert, a 76-year-old veteran living in sunny Florida. You would think getting enough vitamin D would be easy for him. However, Robert spent most of his days inside. He was an avid reader and loved spending hours on woodworking projects in his garage. When he did go outside, he was careful to apply sunscreen to protect his skin. His diet didn't help either, as he rarely ate vitamin D-rich foods like fatty fish or eggs. After a while, Mr. Robert began experiencing a deep, persistent ache in his thighs and calves. Taking the stairs became a chore, and one afternoon he stumbled on his own porch step, thankfully catching himself before he fell. His doctor suspected a deficiency and ordered a blood test. The results were clear. His vitamin D levels were dangerously low. This hidden deficiency was silently sabotaging his strength and coordination. Mr. Roberts' situation is far from an isolated case. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, nearly half of all American adults over the age of 60 have insufficient levels of vitamin D. The consequences are serious: slower reaction times, weaker muscles, and a much greater risk of a life-altering fall. And because the symptoms like fatigue, leg cramps, or general achiness come on so slowly, many people simply write them off as an inevitable part of getting older. The solution, however, can be beautifully simple. Our bodies are designed to produce vitamin D from sunlight. For many people, just 10 to 15 minutes of direct morning sun on the arms and legs a few times a week can make a huge difference. For Mr. Robert, his doctor recommended he start spending a little time on his porch in the morning without sunscreen. He also made a conscious effort to add foods like salmon and fortified milk to his diet. In some cases, a doctor may recommend a supplement, but it's crucial that this is done under medical guidance to ensure the right dosage. Within a couple of months of these simple changes, Mr. Robert felt a new sense of vitality. The aches in his legs subsided, and he felt a spring in his step that had been missing for years. Think of vitamin D as the light switch for your musculoskeletal system. When the switch is off, your muscles and bones are operating in the dark, struggling to function. When it's on, your whole body works with greater stability and power. So we've covered stillness, nutrition, and sunlight. But our next habit is about the type of movement we choose, and it's a mistake that millions of well-meaning seniors make every day. Habit number 4, the walking is enough fallacy. Walking is a fantastic form of exercise. It's great for your heart, wonderful for your mind, and essential for good circulation. But I have to share a hard truth. For protecting your muscles as you age, walking alone is not enough. What's often missing from the routine of many older adults is resistance training. This is any kind of exercise that requires your muscles to push or pull against a force. Without this type of challenge, the body gradually loses critical strength in the major muscles of the thighs, hips, and core. These are the very muscles that allow you to get up from a low chair, carry your own groceries, and catch yourself if you trip. The science on this is undeniable. Research from the National Institute on Aging has shown that resistance exercise doesn't just prevent muscle loss, it can actually reverse it and build new muscle, even for people well into their 80s and 90s. Every time you challenge your muscles, you're sending them a powerful message. I still need you. Stay strong. Be ready. If that message is never sent, the muscle fibers begin to shrink and legs that once felt solid can start to feel shaky. Your body is a master of adaptation. It adapts to the demands you place on it. If you only ask it to walk, it will become efficient at walking. But it won't be prepared for the sudden demand of lifting a heavy object or stopping a fall. The best part about resistance training is that it doesn't have to mean heavy weights or a crowded gym. You can build incredible strength right in the comfort of your own home, using simple tools like light dumbbells, elastic resistance bands, or even just the weight of your own body. Exercises like chair squats, sitting and standing without using your hands, wall push-ups, and standing calf raises are incredibly effective. A few simple movements with a resistance band can strengthen your back and arms. These exercises do more than just build muscle, they train your nervous system to react more quickly, which is crucial for preventing falls. A great goal is to aim for 2 or 3 short sessions each week, lasting about 15 to 20 minutes. Focus on controlled movements and steady breathing. Proper form is always more important than speed or the amount of weight. Listen to your body. The goal is to feel a gentle challenge, not sharp pain. These exercises also have a bonus benefit. They build stronger bones. When your muscles pull on your bones during resistance exercise, it signals your bones to lay down more mineral, increasing their density. Think of resistance training as your body's insurance policy. Every repetition is a small premium you pay today for a future of steadier steps, better posture, and the confidence to live life on your own terms. So, I'd love to know, do you include any kind of strength work in your weekly routine? Type a 1 in the comments if you do, and a 0 if you don't. And remember to subscribe to Senior Health Secrets for more senior-friendly exercise guides. Now, our final habit is one that attacks the body from the inside out, poisoning both muscle and bone. Habit number 5, the underestimated damage of smoking. When we discuss the dangers of smoking, our minds immediately go to lung cancer or heart disease. And while those risks are severe, many people are unaware of how smoking wages a quiet war on the very muscles and bones that keep us mobile. The nicotine and thousands of other chemicals in cigarette smoke cause the blood vessels to constrict and narrow. This dramatically reduces blood flow, especially to the legs. Less blood flow means less oxygen and fewer nutrients can reach your muscle tissues. This starves the muscles, making them weaker, more prone to painful cramps, and slower to heal. At the same time, smoking actively accelerates bone loss. It disrupts the natural cycle of bone renewal, making bones more brittle and significantly increasing the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. The statistics are truly sobering. The CDC reports that smokers lose bone density far more quickly than non-smokers. In later life, they face nearly double the risk of a devastating hip fracture. Another study published in a major medical journal found that older adults who smoked were far more likely to experience mobility issues even if they were otherwise healthy. This means that the simple act of lighting a cigarette is a habit that can directly unravel your independence, one step at a time. I remember a patient named Mrs. Carroll, a 71-year-old grandmother from Michigan. She had started smoking in her teens, and it had been a part of her life for over 50 years. As she got older, she noticed her legs always felt heavy and achy, even after a short trip to the grocery store. One night, she woke up with a severe cramp in her calf that was so painful it brought her to tears. Her doctor ran some tests and explained that the circulation to her legs was severely compromised, a condition made far worse by her long-term smoking habit. Bone scans also confirmed she had early-stage osteoporosis. Her cigarettes were not only damaging her lungs, they were dissolving the very foundation of her freedom. Of course, we all know that quitting is incredibly difficult, but the body's ability to heal is remarkable, and the benefits begin almost instantly. Within just a few weeks of quitting, circulation begins to improve, allowing more oxygen-rich blood to reach your legs. Within a few months, the rate of bone loss begins to slow down. Research shows that seniors who quit smoking, even late in life, are able to regain strength much more effectively when they also adopt a healthy diet and exercise routine. Mrs. Carroll found her path to quitting through a local support group. She replaced her cigarette breaks with short, slow walks around her garden. She kept a pack of sugar-free gum in her purse to help manage cravings. It was a long journey, but over time, she felt the life returning to her legs. Her stamina improved, and the painful cramps became a distant memory. If smoking is part of your life, please know that it is never, ever too late to change. Every single day you go without a cigarette is a profound gift to your muscles, your bones, and your future. As we look back at these 5 hidden habits, we can see how they work together. Imagine a life of too much sitting, combined with a diet low in protein and vitamin D, with no resistance training to challenge the muscles. Each habit on its own is a problem, but together they create a perfect storm that can rapidly erode strength, balance, and independence. Today we've uncovered how sitting too much, not eating enough protein, being deficient in vitamin D, skipping strength training, and smoking can silently weaken your legs. But the most important takeaway is this: every single one of these habits is within your power to change. It doesn't matter if you're 65, 75, or 85. A stronger, steadier, and more confident life is always possible when you decide to take small, consistent, positive actions. True health isn't found in a single magic pill or a fad diet. It is built day by day from the choices you make. You hold the power to be your own health advocate and to protect the vibrant future you deserve. Now, I truly want to hear from you. Which of these 5 habits resonates with you the most? Which one do you feel is the biggest challenge in your own life? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your honesty helps everyone in this community feel less alone and more inspired. If this conversation gave you a little bit of hope or a new idea to try, please give this video a like and subscribe to Senior Health Secrets. And be sure to check out the other helpful videos we have waiting for you. Thank you for joining us today. Stay strong, stay active, and we'll see you in the next video.